Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sunday Messages. And just a heads up, my scenery is going to be changing very soon. A little bit of housekeeping, just so you all know. The Sunday Messages live show is going to be on pause for a while. My living situation is changing, and the fewer scheduled calls I have, the better. So I'm just lightening my load. I'm making it easier on myself. Take note, people. Make things easy on yourselves. So just a heads up. The live show will be back at some point. I'm just not sure when I'm going to be ready to take it on. So for now, it is not happening. I think that's all for the housekeeping. Let's open with prayer, shall we? Take a few deep breaths. I am in full agreement for your fulfillment. I'm in full agreement for you to look at the deeper layers of what you desire and for you to access those now. I'm in full agreement for you to feel your best this week and for you to move in the direction of what you truly want on a feeling basis. And understand when I'm saying that unconditionally. Feeling basis is unconditional. I'm in full agreement for you to know and fulfill your own well being and for you to connect with the deepest truth of everything is going to be okay. Full agreement for resolutions, solutions, and remedies to come your way with ease. And I'm in full agreement for you to anchor in a sense of peace as you move through this week. Full agreement. And speaking of resolutions and that prayer, I just wanted to let you know that this is going to come out on Sunday. Tomorrow, the 16th, the Astral Playground theme is rapid solutions. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be great. And we're just going to get you connected to the frequency and the energy of it's already done. Everything is taken care of. All of this is solved. Clarity, ease, solutions. It's all happening now. So I'm super stoked for that. We're going to have a really good time. And of course, if you have been living under a rock and you don't know about Astral Playground, they're daydreaming sessions. They're freaking amazing. The testimonials have been out of this world. It's $30. You get access to all of the replays from previous months or weeks or whatever. And it's just going to keep growing. It's awesome. Come play. It's one of my favorite things that I offer, and we're going to have a really good time, as always. Okay, so first thing, I have a prayer request this week, and it says, "Hi, Sydney. I hope you are wonderful." I am. Thank you so much. I would like to request an overall protection prayer. First thought, before I'm even reading the rest of this, I just want to say that is backwards. So that's the first thing that I'll mention. May protection wash over me, head, body, heart, energy, spirit. No evil eye or surveilling energies will lower my vibration. Gossip, judgment. Okay, so here's the issue. Let me point out the issue because this is really important to understand. When you are focused on something like an evil eye, when you're focused on gossip, when you're focused on defensiveness, you're becoming an energetic match for defending from something. So it's not achieving what you want it to achieve. I used to deal with this a lot really early on in my career. I would get asked constantly about hexes and curses and all sorts of like spells and things like that. And I just want to remind all of you that nothing can override your creation. So if you are feeling defensiveness or needing to protect yourself, what you're actually asking for is security. That's the deepest desire that you have. So here's what I am in full agreement for. I'm in full agreement for you to access your own security. I'm in full agreement for you to connect to your own source, for you to feel whole, for you to feel oneness, for you to feel connected, for you to feel empowered. I'm in full agreement for you to actively conjure those emotions independent of any circumstances that you have going on around you. And I'm in full agreement for you to know that the more you practice that, the more the external reality is going to match what you have going on energetically. So, my professional advice is to stay away from prayers that really emphasize problems. That's not a prayer because it's counteracting what you desire. So you make sure that when you are praying that you're doing it in the affirmative, that you're focusing on connection and desire. And that is going to be a way more effective prayer. Okay. Next, we have a question. Let me read it because it's kind of long and I haven't read this fully yet. So I'm going to read it and then I'm probably going to answer it in chunks. Hi, Happy New Year. Looking for clarity on a topic. On one hand, there's a mindset to only speak positively, for example, about current circumstances. And then, on the other hand, there's the school of thought where it's okay to say something negative or positive as long as it's what's true in the moment. And allowing that to bring some type of relief and ability to move forward from that point. For example, I feel absolutely horrible right now. Today hasn't been great. I think you get what I'm getting at here. What are your thoughts on this? Is it really just about positive being more dominant? Okay. Personally, I think that both are trying to communicate the same thing. And so I'm going to try to bridge the concepts for you so you understand them a little bit deeper. Now, if you want to break a pattern that you have going on in your life about something that you don't want, then you do have to speak somewhat outside of circumstances in order to create something different. Or you have to shift how you're thinking about current circumstances in order to leave a margin for things to improve. So that's why people push the you've got to speak in a different way if you want things to change because you have to emit something different if you want it to change. True, correct. I would say that's accurate. Now, the missing piece from that statement or that perspective is what I call emotional relativity. This is where if you're in despair and you're trying to get someone into ecstatic joy, that's too far. That's too much. That's that's like a quantum leap emotionally. And so that's not something that's really attainable when you're in despair. And so you have to create a bridge in order for you to get to the next emotion. Now, the other side of things that you were discussing, it's okay to say something negative or positive as long as it's what's true in the moment. I would say that differently. You are where you are, and acknowledging where you are is important so you understand what the next step is for you. That's what people are really getting at. It's you do not want to just endlessly say, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how it is, because you're not leaving any space for something new to emerge. And I'm willing to bet you want something different or new to emerge. So you have to find this sweet spot of understanding where you are and what would be the next best thing for you or the best next perspective for you to adopt. Now, the other thing that I want to bring up here, if you have not taken Fabric of the Universe, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. Like, it is one of the most important things that I've ever taught. It clarifies all of this, and it will give you an emotional and visual representation for you to understand this. So, Fabric of the Universe really does fill in all of these gaps in understanding and manifestation concepts in the quantum field, in your emotional world, how all of these things are connected, and how you shift. So, it's really about relative to where you are, what's the best perspective that you can adopt right now from where you are that you can emotionally get behind. And when you find that sweet spot, you'll start moving in the direction that you want to go. That's how you balance them both. But I would put an emphasis on you do want to find the most positive relative to where you are. So the people who are saying rah, 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 positivity, they're not wrong in the sense that you want to move. You do want to feel better. You do want to find something that is going to bring you some relief. That's why therapy exists. That's why so many things exist so that we can feel better. That's why personal development exists. And you have to find the tools, the thought forms, and perspectives that help you access the most positive space that you can be in a way that is still digestible for you. And that's the piece. If it's life is amazing, life is wonderful, everything's going beautifully, that's a really strong statement that you're not going to be able to digest if you're in the pits of doom. So it's all relative. Okay, here's the second thing. In the last year, my dad passed away due to long-term heart issues. My oldest dog died this year, and my romantic relationship has had extreme ups and downs and instability. I'm aware of the story I'm telling. It doesn't feel great, and in that time, I started feeling a lot of pain or tension in my heart space. The front of my heart and in between my shoulder blades, this brings up a lot of intense but kind of low-grade background panic for me. Although I'm wondering if the panic and despair came first from the physical feeling. I know that you've dealt with health OCD, and although I'm not diagnosed, I feel I do have OCD, especially since I have an aunt who has it, blah, blah, blah. It saddens me because I feel like it's delicate and I devote a lot of my energy towards health and awareness and the topics you talk about. So I'm kind of in disbelief and a bit of despair, worrying that I may have some type of heart disease like my dad. Okay. So the most helpful way that I think about illness, and again, this is for myself, the perspective that I have come across that soothes me the most is the energetic perspective. That's why I do this work. I do this work because it's what works best for me. It enhances my life the most, and so I engage in it. This is not going to be true for everyone. I want to be clear about that. But when I think about disease, and again, I would never force this perspective upon another person. Everyone is entitled to their own belief system. But I see it as energetic stagnation. A tumor is energetic stagnation. Heart disease is energetic stagnation. Eating disorders are energetic stagnation. Foot fungus is energetic stagnation. It's all energetic stagnation. That's how I look at it. The more energy you flow, the more life force you're allowing to flow throughout your body, the better off you're going to be. So when I'm in OCD, a pit of OCD, or in that thought loop that I'm having difficulty breaking, there is one perspective or one style of dealing with OCD, which is take the risk in leaving it alone. Because the thing is, we think, if you have OCD, you think that thinking about it or avoiding it is going to solve it. So you have to do the opposite by taking the risk. Like, I'm going to take the risk and not think about this. I'm going to take the risk and assume all is well. That's the risk that you have to be willing to take when you have OCD. And the other side of that is when I'm thinking about, okay, this scary health thing that is coming up for me right now, I just trust what I know to be true about energetics, which is the more energy I flow, the better I feel. The better I feel, it dissolves all disease, all illness. And that is something that has really helped me in terms of my perspective in interrupting the OCD thought loop. So maybe that helps you, maybe it doesn't. But when I'm looking at the world of illness, disease, medicine, a lot of that stuff, the energetic perspective is very helpful. Now, of course, let me add a caveat. There's value to the continuity of narrative, right? So there's value in the unfolding story and many things like that. So I'm not out here saying like all health issues are your fault, you're to blame. People get too extreme with that, or they get their panties in a wad because they think talking about health from an energetic standpoint is shaming. And I want to be clear that it's like there's many nuances, there's many reasons to it, there's many functions of it. There's utility to sickness as well. It's not black and white. So just allow yourself to dwell in some gray zones for yourself that can help dissolve some of the stress and anxiety. But I would practice taking the risk of not obsessing. Like, yeah, I'm going to take the risk of just stopping. I'm just going to drop it. Right? That can be something that you can see how that tool works. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. And then the second thing being, you are in charge. You are energetically empowered over your personal health experience. And when I shift back into my empowerment around my creatorship, then everything gets easier from there. So that's the other way that I would deal with that. All right. Let's pull some tarot, shall we? Six of Swords. This is hilarious considering I'm moving this week. So it's like, yes, getting into calmer waters, arriving at shore, you're getting to dry land. That's number one. That's the first thing that we have going on. Things are smoothing out. Maybe this retrograde has been really intense for you. Maybe there's something that's been really active for you lately and things are resolving. There's like this resolving, calming down energy happening this week. And then we have Page of Swords. This is like creative ideas, willingness to pursue new things. So the story that's coming about or that's starting to emerge is okay. So everything is smoothing out. You're getting to dry land. And now what's next? You're asking the question, what's next? And the Knight of Rods. Something's going to be activating you this week. So perhaps it's going to be inspiration of some sort, like that, aha, I figured it out, or oh, there's this new thing that really lights my fire. There's a new invigoration coming up. So that's what we have going on this week. Nothing major. This isn't a significant reading. This looks like a transition week. It's reading as you being pinged with inspiration, ideas, and clarity, and having the energy come back. So maybe energy has felt dormant. Maybe inspiration has been shaky or unstable. That's not going to be true for everyone, but there could be a little bit of that like dip in inspiration that seems to be coming back. Or your energy to move forward is returning. So that could obviously manifest in many different ways, but it's the inspiration and the energy to move forward with action is what's on the heels of it. So, all in all, this looks like a good week. Smoothing things out. Expect resolution. Get into Astral Playground if you want to double down on rapid solutions, because that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. And that's a wrap. That's it. This is the last Sunday messages that I'm going to be doing in this room. So next time you see me, I will be somewhere else. And I hope you all have a fantastic week, everyone. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.